Welcome to this AWE 2024 Speaker Spotlight. Today I'm talking with Brandon Andrews. He's the co founder of Gauge and does casting for Shark Tank. Brandon, I am so glad to talk with you today. Thanks for joining.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me. I'm really excited about seeing everyone in person later this year, but happy to kick things off a little bit early with this conversation. So let's dive in.
Yeah, let's dive in. So I can tell that folks are going to be really excited to hear what you have to say at AWE. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the work you do in spatial computing?
Sure. So I am co-founder and chief product officer at Gauge. We are a cultural navigator. We help our clients connect with target consumer communities to hopefully help them make better decisions and avoid mistakes. We use XR technologies in a range of ways to include doing testing for things like Snapchat lenses to actually sending our gaugers, is what we call members on our platform, out into the real world, wearing glasses, smart glasses, to record engaging in different with different products or in different spaces. And I'm really excited about the potential for XR to not only change the way people engage with the world, but also help us learn more about the world as well, which is something we're doing every day at Gauge. In addition to that, I also am a casting consultant for Shark Tank and through an agency called Values Partnerships have done casting for a number of seasons. We actually had a VR company on a number of seasons ago, Omni, that some people may remember. I was an omni-channel treadmill that you could use to be able to walk around and really live in the real world while you were gaming or doing whatever you wanted to do with your VR device of choice. So, really interesting to see the Sharks put on the headset and get on the Omni and have some fun on that episode. And certainly always looking for more interesting tech to have on the show. And maybe we'll meet some folks like that later this year.
I don't know where to start. Do we dive into market analytics about and using XR, or do we dive into how do you get the attention as an innovative startup of somebody in the Shark Tank universe? Everyone that I've talked to seems to have an origin story or an aha moment where they encountered AR, VR, mixed reality, spatial computing, and it changed their mind or inspired them about the possibilities. Do you have a AR or VR origin story?
I definitely do. So I started my career actually working in politics, working in government. I worked on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. For a number of years, did tech and security policy. And while I was there, the first kind of mass market VR devices were coming out. And of course, all of the companies rushed to Capitol Hill to do these demos with members of Congress, many of whom at that point, may not have even been using a computer in their office, although the staff were. And the VR devices helped members of Congress immediately go into a different space. Like they didn't need any training, they didn't need any prep. All they did was put them on and they were automatically transported. And you could tell by their mannerisms that they were enjoying the experience. It was an interesting experience for them. And so for me, I thought two things. One, we've got to do a better job of making sure that we're connecting every generation and also connecting policymakers with interesting tech. And two, this XR world has a way of immediately transporting people into a different space and really giving people a better understanding than some other tech that requires a little bit of training to get.
I have a vision of about the era that you were in when everybody came rushing with their headsets to the hill.
Mhm.
I sort of imagine there's probably a little bit of that going on right now with the Apple Vision Pro
Yeah.
and everybody starting to understand those wanting to understand those capabilities. How many AWE events have you been to?
So this will be my first in person, although I've certainly followed the community and done virtual events in the past. But this will be my first in person, so I'm really excited about it.
For 2024, we're excited to dive into all of the breakthroughs, both that we've been witnessing already in the year and those that are yet to come. Is there a breakthrough in XR that you're working on this year that you can share with us?
Yeah, the biggest thing that we're working on at Gauge is understanding how our gaugers, so again, members on our platform, engage with products, services, events in real life. And we have, over the years, been able to send our gaugers out into the real world with, for example, Snapchat spectacles or other VR devices, and have them go through a series of tasks to not only understand how they're engaging with the actual devices, but also how they're engaging with things in the real world. And so that for us, that combination, joining together the technology with the real world, I think is a next step, because as you can join those things together, I think the user adoption for the technology should certainly increase. And for us, the qualitative as well as quantitative data that we're able to receive to better understand how our gauges are interacting with the real world is going to be helpful in creating better products, services, and ensuring that there's a better relationship between brands and the communities that they want to connect with.
That experience in leveraging headsets as part of your research, as part of your data collection streams, has got to give you some amazing insights into implementation and larger advice for the brands that you're working with.
Yeah. Well, and it adds another layer to the picture. So traditionally with market research, you have the quantitative picture. So you have your Likert scales and one to tens, those kinds of traditional survey instrument, but we've added the quantitative data as well. So we do text, video, audio feedback. We use natural language processing to transcribe, do sentiment analysis on that qualitative data. But when we're actually able to send our gaugers out into the real world to record and interact with a product or with a service or with a brand or with an event in real time, it adds another layer on top of that rich quantitative and qualitative data, and really gives our clients a better picture of what's happening and a better understanding of what they should do next.
Yeah, that clarity and being able to see from the perspective of your customers, I can only imagine how powerful that could be.
Yeah.
There's often a little bit of waiting in the market for the high res, fully immersive, interactive applications of XR. But what you've hit on and what I'm really responding to is using the technology where it is today
Exactly.
to, just like you said, add data, add value, add perspective to the things that you're already doing, and enhancing those workflows and helping to provide a fuller picture with stuff that's available now and that's not speculative.
It's a practical application, and it's something
Thank
that's
you.
delivering value for us, delivering value for our clients at Gauge. And also because the technology is still a little new, it's a really cool thing for our gaugers to do. So people get excited about it.
Who should come to your talk, and what are you excited to share from the stage?
One, because of the connection to Shark Tank, as I mentioned, we had Virtuix Omni on a number of seasons ago. I'm always looking for interesting technology, passionate founders that may be interested in pitching to the sharks. So if you're a startup company in the XR space and you're interested in pitching, I'd love to have a conversation with you. And also, if you want to go down that market research rabbit hole, or if you want to explore what are, as you said, some of the practical ways that XR is showing up and delivering value today, not 10 years from now when things are further developed, but today, always happy to have those conversations about those practical applications, including what we do at Gauge, but anything that you may be working on as well. I can't wait to see the companies and the pitches. And I know because of the dynamic space that XR is, they'll really bring something special.
Awesome. What a generous offer to connect. I suspect you'll get a lot of people reaching out. And so let me turn it back around. I hear from folks who have been to AWE 15 times, as well as people who are coming to their first Augmented World Expo, that they're very excited to connect with peers in the space, to learn how other people are approaching similar problems. What are you hoping to learn at the conference, and what questions are you bringing to ask others?
Yeah, well, at Gauge, we're Gauge.ai. And so, in addition to using XR, we've used AI and machine learning for a number of years, but really interested in learning more about how to merge these two really big tech trends in 2024. And again, how to create practical use cases that really deliver value. So, always interested in learning that. And of course, whenever I meet a founder that's created an innovative business in this space, I always learn something. So looking forward to learning from those founders as well.
I think you encapsulated why I love the event so perfectly. Brandon, it's been so inspiring to learn a little bit about your work. And I tell you, I'm so excited to come hear your talk and connect more at AWE. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about seeing everyone in person later this year. And of course, feel free to connect beforehand if you'd like to start building a little early. Thanks.
Ah, love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.